my side. Apologize for
This is
that.
Mitchell T. Tracy. I'll be moderating today. I'm also a candidate for Clark County Commission District F. We'd like to thank our panel being here, Robert Faust, U.S. Army, Steve Sanson Jr., U.S. Army. We also have Mantis Toboggan, a VIP radio co-host, and we have Michael McDonald, VIP Legislature Council. We also like to thank our sponsors, Ron Q for Clark County Treasurer, Michael Broadway Real Estate, Real Water, Lake Business Suites. We here have today our Clark County Treasurer candidate, Phil Collins. And we'll go ahead and give you a minute to do an opening statement, please.
I'm Phil Collins. I'm Republican candidate for Clark County Treasurer. Thank you for inviting me to this event. I have a BA in political science and work on a master's in public administration. I was in Navy for 21 years, active duty for 11 years, and reserves for 10 years. I was a hospital foreman, and I was in Marine units for 8 years, including about 6 months near Baghdad, the Triangle of Death. While I lived in Illinois, I was a township trustee, and I think that experience would help me as a county treasurer because I had to vote on the budget, and the property tax levy, and how much money we would spend for different expenditures that are important for the township.
Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and start taking questions from the panel.
Michael McDonald, Veteran Politics Legislative Council. If elected, would you support doing audits of all the money coming into the county and making sure that the money that is allocated goes to the proper means or proper departments that it's assigned for?
Yes, I would support doing that to make sure all the money is spent the way it should be. 'Cause if some money isn't spent how it's supposed to, then we can save money and cut the property tax levy, help the taxpayers.
Mantis Toboggan, radio co-host. What changes do you think, aside from that, are most important that you'd address first?
I try to persuade the county commission to stop giving money to the Raiders. I like football, but I don't think a government should give millions of dollars to a corporation. And that would help save the county a lot of money, decrease the property tax levy. I'd also ask the county commission to cut my salary from $131,000 a year to $75,000 a year. I want to improve the treasurer website. Right now, the contact section doesn't have any way to send an email to the treasurer. I think that should be changed so people can email questions to the treasurer.
Steve Sanson Jr., U.S. Army. What do you think one of the biggest difficulties there are, biggest challenges for the position? And if elected, what would you do to rectify it?
Challenge probably communication, because the website problem I mentioned. And I try to make sure Webmaster fix that as soon as possible. The spending might also be a problem. That's the reason why I support an audit as soon as possible.
Robert Faust, U.S. Army VIP member. What would you do to cut 10%? I know that you said that you would cut your personal salary, which is quite an honorable feat, in my opinion. But what would you do to cut the budget 10% in your office?
when employees of the department, elite, like if they quit or they're fired, I want to have a lower salaries for their replacements to try to cut the costs, and by the time term ends, I might cut the spending about 10%.
I know you mentioned the Raiders earlier. Do you see any other issues as far as money allocations in the office?
No, so far I don't see anything.
Mantis Dwelling, where do you think we could allocate more funds?
If the county stops giving money to the Raiders, I think more funds should be given to education, like the school district, and to highway construction. Especially because Route 215 is a county highway, northern part of the city, and that construction seems to be very, very slow. If they had more money, it'd probably be completed a lot sooner and help a lot of people.
Hi, Michael McDonald. If elected, would you, there was recently trying to put in legislation to raise property taxes and to raise the taxes to generate more revenue for the Clark County. If elected, would you support doing complete, do you support, or are you in favor of or not in favor of raising property taxes? And are you in favor of finding ways to lower taxes and to prove the revenues, such as the budgets for where the money's going in and that's collected and distributed, doing those audits and preparing that for city council and for our legislative bodies to show the budgeted items and where that money's going, and then making recommendations on how to lower those taxes or lowering the revenue that's brought in.
I don't support increasing any property tax rates, and for lowering them. If I can help the government, the counties save money. If an audit is done and I find ways to cut spending, tell the recommendations to the county commission and to state legislators as soon as possible.
Sorry, it's Steve Sanson Jr. U.S. Army. Let's keep swinging back to the Raiders, but that's a hot topic right now. I'm curious, I know you mentioned that you're not in support of the county giving so many dollars to that. Could you elaborate a little bit more on why you don't support it and how it's affecting our economy?
I don't support it because I don't think that's an important function of county government. They give a lot of money to a big corporation that already has a lot of money. And it affects us because that spending causes us to have a higher property tax levy compared to if they didn't spend any of that money.
Any other questions from the
That's
panel?
all my questions.
Michael McDonald once again. So as treasurer, I would ask that that is a unique position that in regards to money and all of our taxpayers' money. I do ask, as if elected, would you support? Would you go be a champion for the people to bring out those reports through the legislative bodies, showing zero-based budgets? A lot of budgets that are currently in the county and the city are maxed out. The spending is perpetuated to make sure that they get that money again for next year. So a lot of the spending when it's not audited, they make sure to spend that up to that allocated amount so that they get that much amount or more for the next year's spending cycle. If elected, would you champion the audits and bringing about that and making sure that the taxpayers' money is well spent and allocated properly?
Yes, I would champion that, and I'd encourage, as much as possible, any taxpayer who knows of any spending in the county government to, the wasteful spending, to tell me about it as soon as possible. I try to make sure it's decreased.
Thanks, anybody else?
Any other questions for Ken? This is Mitchell T. Tracy. I'm your moderator for today. I'm also a candidate for Clark County Commission District F. We'd like to thank our panel. We also like to thank our sponsors, Ron Q. for Clark County Treasurer, Michael Broadway, Real Estate, Real Water, Lake Business Suites. And we'll go ahead and give you 1 minute for closing.
Thanks again for inviting me to this. Please read my website, Phil Collins for Clark County, WeBelieve.com. It has a few endorsements from candidates I work for. They said they know of being fiscally conservative, try to keep tax rates low, keep spending low, and be very honest and hardworking. Please vote for me in June. Thank you.